Hopefully there'll be one or two people out there. Nobody in yet. Oh, we've got one person in. Who's that? Say hello. Donald Trump. How are you doing? First in. Always good to see you. We'll wait for a few more to come in before I let you know what's going on. Nice day. Very hot. Not in Pattaya this time. 17 in now. Good. Let's have some names. Who's in? Let's start saying hello to you people. Only one comment so far from Mr. Trump. Okay, who's that? I can't quite pronounce that name. Prompu, is it? Good afternoon. How you doing? Is that a Thai name? 28 in now. We're getting there. We're getting there slowly. So I did promise that I would do a live stream from Chatham, which is 20 miles north of Hua Hin. It's about a 2.5-hour drive, 3 hours from Bangkok, and it's extremely hot. And I think I've got a decent connection. Andrew, how you doing? Hi Peter, greetings from Gatwick. How you doing, Andrew? Tube 90 230, top of the morning to you all from Los Angeles. Yeah, hi. Huggy Bear, good to have you in. Now we're getting a few in now. Yeah, it's really nice here in Chatham. I'll tell you about the street I'm in at the moment and what's going on here entertainment wise. Reggae Vibes, hi. Dutch Buddha, how you doing? What I've decided to do this week, do you remember when I did the live stream a couple of weeks ago from Pattaya? It was very, very dark and I was very close up to the screen there because I was, putting the comments on screen. What I'm going to have to do, Pong, hi Charlie, how you doing? Oh, you love Chatham as well, Pom Pui. Sorry, I can only pronounce your last name. Yeah, so what I decided to do, I thought, because it's quite a decent picture on my phone, and oh, I thought someone was she decided to water the concrete. Now doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a decent picture, and hopefully, I've got quite a decent connection here in the hotel. I'm staying very close to the beach. I'll show you in a minute. I'll take the camera out onto the street. Let's have a look. I can't put the comments on screen today, guys, because it's just so small on the phone, but I can read them out anyway. Who haven't I said hello to? Hong, hi Charlie, does say hi to you? Tony, hi Peter from a cold New Zealand. I'm not rubbing your nose in it, honestly, but it's so hot here, it's nearly unbearable. It's beautiful on the beach. Passimo, good day, mate. Good to see a random stream. I'm trying to do them now when I go away from different locations, and I've decided I kind of like this place more than Pattaya. I'm down here with a friend. I mean, if you come here on your own, it could be a little bit boring unless you just want some peace and quiet. It's a great place to relax. I mean, there's hardly any traffic. I've been exploring on a motorbike today because I've been here before, but only on the beach. I've driven from when I stayed in Hua Hin. I drove through here and just had a coffee near the beach, but I've never actually explored it. So this time now I'm staying here. I actually rented a bike, which is just up there. I'll show you again in a bit. And I thought I'll go into town. It's a small town, but they've got a big Lotus with KFC. Not that I eat KFC, but just to tell you, they've got the electronics and all the fruit and veg and alcohol, everything you'd want. It's a big Lotus. They've got a smaller Big C. They've got all the shops and stuff. But the difference here, there's no groups of foreigners. You can walk along without having to keep stepping on the road because groups of, coachloads of I won't say where anybody's from. It's sound a bit racist, but you know what I mean. If you've been to Pattaya before, sometimes it's just hard to walk along the seafront. It's so crowded, and here you can walk. It's the air quality is good. I've seen no idiots here. No drunks. Now it just so happens where I'm staying. I've checked into a hotel because I always look for a hotel with a car park. Now this is the only street, as far as I know, in Chatham that has a few girly bars, okay? But the difference is here, there's only a few of these bars, and they're not that lively. I mean, it is dead season, it is quiet season at the moment, but they close at midnight. So when I checked in, I thought, oh no, all these bars here, I'm going to be up all night, but not at all. I'll wait till I get a few more in, and I'll just step out onto the road and show you where I am. Graham, hi Peter, did you meet Charles? Okay. What Sabra, he's the serial killer. What is the temperature there? No, I didn't meet any. I didn't meet him. He's in. Is he not in France? Um, okay, let me just. Oh, I didn't mean to put that up because I can't read it now. I'm gonna have to skip that one. No, you'll have to write it again. Wild for Life. Good afternoon from Bangkok. How you doing, Tony? I've spent some time at the local bars there. It's Soi bus stop. Exactly. They call this Soi bus stop because the bus from Bangkok stops at the top of the Soi here. The main, well, not the main road, but the road that's busier than here. So it's Soi bus stop, and this is where the bars are. Speedy Panda, how you doing? Richie Rich, hi. Good morning, Peter. How are you? Well, oh, I'm doing really good. I love it here. Absolutely love it. Retirement Dreaming, not a bad little street there, Peter, but I don't think much of Chatham personally. It depends what you're looking for. You know, if you're a monger and you just want to go to bars and drink till 3 o'clock in the morning and take girls out and do ladies' drinks, then this definitely isn't the place for you. But, you know, go-go bars and that sort of thing, you know, they lost their appeal to me years ago. I've done it for 30 years and I used to enjoy them. I used to go out every night till, in those days, 5, 6 in the morning. We'd end up in Therme. But you know what? They just don't appeal to me now. That it's the same old, you know, what's your name, where you come from, and the quality's gone down as well. I mean, let's face it, since COVID, you have a look around the bars now in Bangkok even, and it's a completely different scene. But if you just want somewhere that's nice, it's not like when I went to Bang Saray, that was absolutely dead. There was nothing there. There's no way I want to stay there. But I'm thinking about getting a second place down here, maybe just a room, because I'm sure I could get something for about 5,000 baht, and then just stick my own TV, microwave, a few clothes, come down here every now and again, and I've got a guaranteed place to stay. It's mine. It's not expensive, you know, 100 quid a month or something like that. And yeah, I like it, but you won't like it if you're a monger. But there is a tiny bit of it here. Dutch Buddha, have you seen a lot of mountains on the way to Chatham? Yeah, there's mountains around here. Chatham is boring town. Okay, Adrian, you don't need to come again. It's 30 Celsius here, the sun, and we haven't even started. Oh, I can't read, it's so small. Haven't even started today. Regards from Germany. Too hot to live stream Monday morning. Lovely. Want to swap places? Okay, yeah. I'm squinting to read it on the phone here. They're so small because I've got me on one side, and the Shano Traveller. How you doing? Comments on the other side. Retirement Dream. I just think. Let me see if I can expand this a little bit. That's better. He's saying, I just think on the outskirts of Hua Hin, you can get something a lot more decent, plenty around there. Well, the thing is, I actually like the fact that it's not, you know, there's hardly any foreigners here. There's a few, and I guess they're expats. There's a lot of foreigners in Hua Hin, which drives prices up. Hua Hin is definitely more expensive than here, definitely. And I've been to Hua Hin several times. I really like it. But the good thing about here is, if you lived here, for instance, if this was your sort of place and you lived here and you wanted to go to Hua Hin, it's 30 minutes. You know, you can go rent the motorcycle, and it's 30 minutes away. You know, so it isn't really a big deal. Jackie Chang, did you drive to Chatham? Any roadworks? Yeah, I drove, and you know that elevated highway that runs for about 30 miles. They haven't finished it. It looks about 50% complete. Nobody's working on it. I don't know if they've just cancelled it or run out of money or what's happened, but because of that, you lose 2 lanes, and if you go at the wrong time, somebody, the cat there, somebody just stroking the cat. If you go at the wrong time, then it's yeah, it's a bit slow. But I time it now so I don't get caught in traffic. Like, I'll leave here at 6 o'clock in the evening, and I'll get into Bangkok about 8:30 in the evening, and it's flowing then. How long to drive time? It took me about 2.5 hours. If you go during rush hour, of course, it will take a lot longer. Every time I touch a comment, it just disappears. So I'll put that on screen, but I can't read it. Okay. Scott Bird, are you married, or is your girlfriend Thai, and how old? I was married. I'm divorced now. Okay, I think what I'll do now is I'll just show you what's here. Good morning. Right, let me take this out. I'll turn this around. I don't know if you can see. So this street, I can't go very far because I'll lose a connection from the hotel, but the beach is just down there at the end, and you've got a few bars on each side, as you can see. I'll pan it round slowly. They're not open, obviously. Right, now, I'm going to put a video out when I get back, but I've just rented this Honda Click yesterday for 250 baht. It's not fantastic, but it's okay. Can you see on the corner up there, there's like a what colour is that? A mauve coloured house at the end. Well, this side of the road, the green roof, that's a motorcycle hire place. She's a nice lady. She's got a lot of motorcycles, and she also hires cars there. That whole green roof in the corner there is the motorcycle and car rental. So if you come here, just ask to go to Soy bus stop, which is where the buses stop at the end there, and you can get a motorcycle there. And if you don't want to drive a motorcycle, it's a short walk. I'm kind of central on the beach road here. Okay, let's get back inside. I've had people tell me that, you know, Hua Hin is boring. It depends what you're into, doesn't it? Okay. Hello from Koh Samui. That's Frederick. How you doing, Frederick? Ibrahim, good morning. Okay, let's see who else is in. Pong, hi Charlie. Very quiet. Bar girl's still sleeping. Yeah, I mean, there is a bit of that sort of thing going on here. Well, I came back last night and it was, you know, the bars were open, the music was fairly loud, but I don't know why they closed down at 12 o'clock. That seems very early. Archie Westmoreland. I shouldn't have touched the comment. I can't read it now. We'll put it up there. I can't read it, but there you go. Write it again, Archie. I'll put it up for you. Scott Beard, why do you live in Thailand? I'll turn that coin around. Why would I want to live in England? Jack Tersey, 250 baht a day. Did you have to negotiate, or that's what they offered straight away? No, really nice lady. She was married to an English guy, she was telling me. She looks about 50, okay? She sits there all day. She's got a little office there, and she's really, really nice, okay? And, you know, I was talking to her, and she said her husband, unfortunately, he was 91. He'd opened a restaurant, and he'd opened this motorcycle place with her. And COVID came. He was 91. He caught COVID, and unfortunately, he died. So she was very sad about that. But when she seen that I was from the UK as well, she didn't even keep my driving license, because I've got a Thai driving license, and normally they'll keep the driving license. I don't mind giving them it, because if something happens, I don't get it back. I'll just get another driving license. I'd never leave my passport. But no, the price, I just asked her. She said it's 250 baht a day. There was no deposit. I just scanned it, paid it 2 days. I'm keeping it until 6 o'clock tomorrow night. I took it last night. I had to buy some fuel, about 80 baht, to kind of half fill the tank up. And I said to her, I said, look, when I bring it back, you're not going to accuse me of all these scratches and things. And she just laughed and said, no, we're not, you know, this isn't Pattaya. And yeah, 250 baht a day, great deal. Passimo, time to get a second cheap Android phone to just run YouTube comments. Yeah, you know what? I don't know how to do it. That's the problem. I need someone to teach me how to do it with two phones. Is there a railway station near Chatham? I don't think there is, actually. No, I don't think there is. I don't even think there's one in. Oh, there is. Hua Hin. There's one in Hua Hin, which is half an hour away. Shane, Sabai, I need a Thai holiday box and can't wait until November. Archie, I've got your comment this time. Afternoon, Peter. Just had decent fish and chips. Scruffy Murphy's on Soy 23. Okay, that's good to know, because people ask me where they can get decent fish and chips. I did a it's really weird. I did a video on Buster's Fish and Chips on Soy 33/1. Went through the menu, spoke to Peter, the owner. We dished up fish and chips. And it was a great video. 2 weeks later, they went out of business. I've had at least 5 people send me comments saying, "Hey, I took the BTS here and it's closed down. You should have told us." I didn't know. Okay, CT, that's good that you told me that. Thank you. You said, wow, good quality sound and image, because I'm doing it on my phone this time. Dutch Buddha, maybe jumped in, I'm not sure what that word says, Thailand. Then quiet as we have you been there? I'm not really sure what the question is. Me by jumped in is silent. No, I don't know what it means. Retirement dreaming. Yes, railway station in Chatham, mate. Back towards the road to Hua Hin. Near the big market and the night market. I've just been over there actually exploring, so I know exactly where you are. Of course, I've seen the railway tracks. When you're over there there's a fresh market, you know, where you buy all vegetables and stuff. When you want to cross over the railway line, which I did, memory, you have to go up a kind of a bridge that motorcycles and cars can go over. I didn't see any station, but there is railway tracks there. Near the big market, and the night market is on right near there. station in Chatham. Okay, good to know. Jack Tursey, pretty sure there is a station in Chatham. Okay, well, you all confirm that now. Okay. Tuco Ramirez, what happened to you looking 10 years younger? Was in Patia 79, but it was too good, afraid for addiction. Haven't got a clue what that means. Jack, what's the business name for the scooter, just in case I stop off at some point in Chatham? I've actually made a video because of the whole, you know, when I go away now, I always do a hotel review. So I've done a hotel review of this hotel where I'm staying, the room, the breakfast, everything, and it's cheap. It was 680 baht, but it is low season, and that includes breakfast. But when I went over to get the bike yesterday, I actually put that into the video, and I put the camera up to the sign with a telephone number. So I can't remember what it is, but I'm going to be releasing the video that I've taken yesterday and today, and I'm going to release that next week or the week after. So if it will say something like Chatham, or it will have the word Chatham somewhere in it on the thumbnail. So if you look out for that, you'll see it. Okay, so 158 in now. If you just joined us, thanks for joining. I'm here in Chatham, enjoying the sun. I've got a decent signal, so I thought, why not do another live stream here? But I'm doing it from the hotel just to make sure it's. I'd like to have gone down to the beach, but it's a crappy connection. Scott Beard says, if you're visiting Thailand for the first time, where do you recommend going with the wife? It depends how long you're coming for, but I'd definitely say Bangkok, to see the sights, take a boat, the river trip. You know, the river, it's really nice. You know, you can go on a night cruise. It's about 900 baht each, and you go down the Charpol River. They have a buffet, big boat. They have live music, a really nice buffet. I've done it 3 times now. Once with my daughters, once with a friend, and New Year's Eve I did it. You've got the Grand Palace, and you know, all the sights of Bangkok. And then you just have to decide where you want to travel to. But if you're with your wife, I'd say probably not Pattaya, for obvious reasons. If you've watched the videos, you know, Hua Hin's nice, Rayong's nice, here's nice. This is nice if you're with a family or your wife. Very peaceful. Fitzy, hey, how you doing, Peter? Glad to catch a live stream. How you doing, Fitzy? I've actually met Fitzy in Pattaya. Right. I can only read the last name here. It's Amar. Can you please comment on how easy it is to find healthy food at shops? Thanks. Very easy. Very, very easy. Big C, Lotus, the vegetables are so clean and fresh, and you can get everything here. It's always surprising when people think, you know, in Thailand you can't get anything. I mean, it's so developed here. There's nothing I can think of that I can't get here. And if there is something, then I'll just go to Villa Supermarket, which stocks all the brands from the UK, Australia, what have you. You can get fresh vegetables everywhere, plentiful. Thailand bound, country roads doesn't take QR. Okay, is that here? You mean in? I don't think there's a country roads here, is there? You mean in Bangkok? Don't know. Just pay cash then. Right, VVV. Hi Peter, would you stay out there if your health failed like Ed, or would you spend your time you had in the UK all those years on the taxis life? I'm not sure what you mean about all those years on the taxi life, because I was in the hotel trade. I don't know. It's a hypothetical question, isn't it? I think if I could stay out here, I would stay out here. But if I had to keep paying for hospital bills, I'd probably have to go back to the UK, wouldn't I? Miri Burbuck, is it? Any more videos with Marley Jew? Actually, I did actually text her and said, I haven't forgotten about you. I've just been busy, but there will be in the future. Gary, hi Peter. Do you know if Thai nationals need certain amount of money in bank to obtain Australian or UK tourist visa? Thanks from Aussie. So the person to ask for that is Thai Legal. You know, I work with them, Peter and David. If you, all of my videos now, in the description, it will say if you would need a long-term visa, click this link. And it will say if you have any legal problems, and click this link, go to their website, and just, you can contact Peter, he'll answer your message. Just ask him that question, and he'll come back to you and he'll tell you. Okay. I wouldn't want to give you any wrong information. That's why I don't want to guess, as it were. Is the baht getting stronger against the pound? Yeah, I mean, when I left Bangkok 2 days ago, I think it was 44. I was very lucky because I brought over, let me just close this a little bit. There we go. So I think it was 44 baht and 40 satang, and I was really lucky because I was due to bring out some money. I don't bring out money monthly. What I do, sorry about this. What I do is I let it accumulate in the bank, and then I'll bring it out in one hit, and that'll last me for a year or so. And I was going to bring it out about now, but about a month ago, I was looking at the rates, and it was getting really good. And I thought I better bring it now, not delay it, because I bought quite a large amount of money out here to survive on for the year, and I got a fixed rate from Wise of 46.80. That's a fixed rate, right? So that's what I got per pound, 46.80. And then, as I say, when I looked in bank just before I came out, it was 44. I think it was 44.40. Now it could be the same. It might have gone down. I don't know. I haven't looked since I've been here. Okay, let's go back. I'll put that up there. I can't actually read the comment because once I touch it, it disappears. So if you want to write that again, hopefully I'll catch it second time around. It's quite hard on a mobile phone. It's so small. But the picture's good and the sound's good. It wasn't very good last week, was it? On 2 weeks ago on the tablet I bought. Hi Peter, what's the nearest hotel to you? I stayed at the Novotel, renamed Radisson Hotel in 2017. Nice little place. Well, I'm in Chatham. There's a lot of hotels here, but they tend to be smaller hotels. There's a few nice. What was the question again? You said what's the nearest hotel to you? Oh, I'm surrounded by them. They have a lot of these small kind of guest house type houses, but there is some real nice resorts on the beach there. I just go on Agoda. That's what you can do. Just look on Agoda, and then you can go to each one and look at pictures, right? I upgraded in this room because when I first, I looked at the pictures on Agoda and they're always better than what you actually get. And when I walked into the room here, I thought, ooh, 680 baht free breakfast, I can imagine. But then when I was making this video, I didn't realize I went up because I got a swimming pool on the second floor, and I went up and I could see balconies around the swimming pool. And I thought, hey, up. So I came down and I said, how much is it to upgrade to a swimming pool room? And she said 350 baht a night. I paid 680. Okay, so that takes it up to just over 1,000 baht. And I changed rooms, which you'll see in the video when I put the video out next week. And yeah, it's quite nice, quite a nice room. Ben, how you doing? Warhin is a place to take your wife, yes. Frankel, where are you? Just woke up. Hi, Frankel. I'm in Chatham, quiet town, but nice. Adrian Kerr, Peter, do you use Wise? How are the rates? Yeah, well, I just mentioned it, didn't I? Wise is really good, and my YouTube money has been going to a bank in the UK, and I've had to pay tax on it, even though I'm living out here, because I still, it's a long story, but I've got some property and I've still got a UK address, and my accountant just insisted I have to pay tax on my Google money. So what I've done now, I'm arranging at the moment to have the money, instead of having it sent to my UK bank, I'll have it sent to Wise. And although Wise are based in London, they're not a bank, they're a money service. So I'm trying to just get through loopholes, quite complicated. But yeah, I do use their services, and they're very, very good, really good rates. Money will arrive. If it's a small amount, a couple of £100, it'll arrive in your bank account here within seconds. And if it's a large amount, 24 hours, I never had a problem. Shane said it's 24 US dollars to the 24 baht rather to the Australian dollar. Australian dollar is quite easy for me to work out because it's near enough 2 Australian dollars to a pound. So I can work it out from baht to a pound, then the Australian dollar. Passimo, if you have a tablet, just open it up to YouTube and use that to read the comments like you're viewing someone else's stream. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll try that. So I don't have the tablet here. So what you're saying is, okay, the only downside I see with that is I've had it where I've had myself, like I've had two, I don't know if it's a phone and an Android or something, but when you put yourself twice in the same stream and both things are together, like a phone or tablet, there's feedback. I don't know how you'd get around that. If you have a tablet, just open it up to YouTube and use that to read the comments. Like, oh, like you're viewing. Okay, I understand. But the problem with that is I can't put comments on screen then, and people like to see the comments on screen. So I'll play with it. But thanks for the idea. Frederick again. Have you been to Japan? I haven't. I lived there for 18 years before I came to live here on Samui in 2005. It's surprising. I always thought Japan was very, very expensive, but I've met people in Bangkok who have been to Japan and they said it's not that bad. So I know accommodation, they have some real small accommodation. Shane, have you gone to Hua Hin on this trip? I haven't, Shane, because I'm only away for 2 nights. Because of YouTube and the commitment, the editing and everything, it's such a, you know, it's like a full-time job that if I go away for more than a couple of nights, 2 or 3 nights maximum, I can't get the stories done for a Saturday. You know, live streams on a Sunday. I've got a live stream on Sunday, a scheduled one, and the stories, you know, I have to. They take me a Friday and Saturday, so I only get away 2 days a week. So when I stayed in Hua Hin, I hadn't been here, so it's 20 miles away, Hua Hin. So I thought, well, on the way back to Bangkok, I'll drive through here and just see what's here. But I only seen the beach area, and of course, the beach area is always nice wherever you go, isn't it? So having rented a motorcycle and staying here today, I made a point of going into town and just seeing what they got. You know, can you get everything here? And you can. You know, I've just been up to Lotus and been looking at their big screen TVs. I am in reception, so you'll get a little bit of noise. Right, VVV. My missus is scared to spending time in Thailand due to large spiders, snakes, etc. In your experience, what's the chance of running into these things? Are they likely to be found in the city? No, not really. I mean, no more than in your own country. You do get snakes turn up in all sorts of places. You know, I mean, I've seen videos where somebody's opened the bonnet of their car and there's a big snake wrapped around the engine because it's, you know, they just thought it was a nice nest. That guy in Pattaya, Ride for Kicks, he had one in his motorbike, but it's not common, no. If you live in an area where there's a lot of grassland, you know, a lot of shrubbery and, you know, things growing, then you've got more chance. But in a city, it's very rare you'll see a snake. And the authorities are very good at getting rid of them. You're more likely to see rats or cockroaches, but even them, I mean, I remember kind of 27, 28 years ago, walking down Sukhumvit Road, and you'd see big cockroaches running around everywhere. And you definitely see rats every time you went out. You know, they'd be scurrying away in a corner. But I don't know what they've done. They've just seems to, there is the odd one about, but you don't see them like you used to. I absolutely hate rats and cockroaches. I just hate them. If I went to a restaurant and I'd ordered a meal and I've seen a rat, I'd just pay for it and leave. It's the very fact that I've seen the thing, you know. Tell her not to worry. It's no worse than anywhere else. Magic carpet, yum. Mr. Balding, hello, Peter. What are the 3 most used apps on your phone in Thailand? Okay, well, I did a video on this a while ago, and it was something like the 10 best apps. It depends, you know, what you do, because they're going to be different for everybody else. But for me, what apps do I use? I use a Agoda app because often I go away, but I do that from the apartment. But I do use the Agoda app. I use the exchange rate apps. There's a gold app. I like to see what the price of gold is. Grab. You know, for taxis, if I wanted a taxi, there's a whole bunch of them, you know, but there's loads of videos on YouTube about what apps you should get if you come out here. Dominic Martin, the one above that, look, I'll just put that on screen. I accidentally touched it and it's so small I can't read it now, so if you put it up again, I'll read it out. If I actually touch it too hard, it just disappears. Right, Dominic Martin. Hi, Peter. Good. Thank you very much. Very informative. Keep up the good work. All right, thanks. Checks in the post. Wow, is it? Hey, Peter, what do you think about what's happening in the UK? Oh, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. You know, I'm 64. When I grew up in the UK, I remember the 80s, you know, the shoulder pads and everything, Duran Duran and discos, and Wimpy was still about, but it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And I do agree. I don't live in the UK now, but I watch TV, and I do agree. There's definitely 2-tier policing. When you see what's going on, I mean, I won't go on about it, but yeah, disgusting. I'll just answer your question. It's disgusting what's happening. And the worst thing about it is it makes you angry and you can't actually do anything about it. You know, you just watch it and it depresses me. A man about a vlog. Hi, Peter. You're looking well, thanks. Where would you recommend in Bangkok for a traditional UK roast dinner? Ideally, one with lamb, mint sauce, and Yorkshire pudding. Thanks, Ben. Somebody asked me this yesterday, funny enough, and he actually got one. You can go to there's a couple of Irish bars in Soy 4, Sukhumvit Soy 4, where Nana is. And if you go where Nana is on the left, if you go further down, I forget the name of the big Irish pub there. It's not cheap, but they do a decent roast. Checkers, that's a smaller place on the left. They do a decent roast. What's the other place I went to? The Sportsman on Soy 13, they do a decent roast. You've got the Red Lion on Soy 11. That's not too bad. And if you went up to Soy 33/1, there's a load of Irish bars and English pubs and what have you there. Yeah, it's not hard to find a roast, but actually Patty's a place for the roast. Get one anywhere down there. Super Stephen, hi Peter, nice place. Yeah, somebody left a comment earlier and said they thought Chatham was so boring. I can understand it. It wouldn't be for everybody. You know, Passimo, you can put the comments on stream with your current phone setup, but you're just reading the comments on the other. That gets difficult though, because what happens is there's so many comments coming in. Like I'll put one up, but I can't read it. Yeah, maybe it's kind of getting complicated, but yeah, I could read it there, put it on screen, but then will I get the right comment here? That's the problem. You know, I don't know. Keep them ideas coming though. I'd like to find a better way to do it. I see, like, especially there's a lot of Korean YouTubers here at the moment in Bangkok, and I see they walk around with some kind of a rig, and they've got a camera pointing that way, a camera pointing this way, and also it looks like they're carrying like 10 kilos of equipment. Pong, hi Charlie, laugh out loud. Come to Australia if you're worried. Yeah, I mean they got some beasts out there, haven't they? Merc, what about snakes? Yeah, there are snakes here, but they're not. You know, it's very rare to see them in the city. Frederick again. So you're saying, so when you go back to Bangkok, you have to update TM30. We have to here in Samui. Oh, well, the hotels do it, don't they? I mean, I've never done it. I just, you know, that's why the hotels want all your details. As far as I know, I might be wrong, but when you book into, I'm pretty sure on this, when you book into a hotel and you give your information to the hotel, I'm pretty sure that the hotel then have to either keep the record or send it to immigration. But I've never done a TM30. I mean, I'm in my apartment in Bangkok and I decide to go to Pattaya or Chatham or wherever I want to go. I just book the hotel, I go for a couple of days, go back to Bangkok. I don't do anything, and I've never had a problem. I've been doing that for 2 years. Jack, if you live in areas that used to be swamps, like near the airport, snakes are common, yeah? Dave and Nat, are you looking for love, Peter? No. Had that for 30 years. Tuco Romez, you're lucky living on a spot where there are not riots. Look at the UK now. That's what we were just talking about, wasn't it? The only thing I worry about is, obviously, I've got two daughters. One's 25 and one's, nearly forgot there, 22 or 21. And, you know, it's a fatherly thing, isn't it? Yeah, they'll probably be fine. They don't live in a big city. They live in a market town. But when you watch all this horrible stuff going on in the news, you do worry as a dad, as a father, as it were. Ben, good one. Robin Hood, they do a good roast as well in Bangkok. The Robin Hood's on 33/1, but again, not cheap. Jack Tursey, is it? Thailand bound, in case it disappeared. If you want a decent tablet for not a lot of money, check out the Exium Pad 5 or Exium Pad 6.9 for about 10,000. I just walked into IET Fortune Mart and I was looking around and I've seen this tablet about 10 inches. It's a no brand. I've heard of the brand before. It's not a no brand. It's not a well-known brand, but it is a known brand. And it's just an Android tablet, but I didn't realize it's just too dark. You know, when you sit, like, there's a canopy here above me, but you can see here, I can even see, even though it's a small screen, I can see that the picture's nice and light. And I regret, it was 5,000 baht. You get what you pay for, but thanks for the tip. I'll keep that in mind. Is Richard Field, is gluten-free food available in shops and restaurants? It is, yeah. Not so much restaurants. They probably wouldn't know what you're talking about in a restaurant, but definitely a lot of that sort of thing you'd buy online from Lazada, somewhere like that, Shopee, Lazada, and you just type in gluten-free food and a whole bunch of stuff comes up. I buy quite a bit of foods from a company called, I forget what they're called. I think something like World Foods or something, and I can get things on there that I can't get in some of the supermarkets. But saying that, it's not like the old days. You go into Big C, even in Big C, you can get HP Daddy sauce, you can get Marmite. You know, they're selling more and more foreign products in the regular stores now. Now, I can hear music in the background, so I don't know what's going to happen with YouTube, because there was no music, but the bars are starting to open up now. I don't know if this is coming across. Hopefully the microphone will keep most of it out. Richard, can you hear the music in the background? Somebody tell me, can you hear the music? Because I'm not going to stop, but it's just, they've just turned it up a little bit more as well. Now, when I started, my friend who's with me said, why don't you do the stream from here? And I said, copyright music, the bars will be going soon. And they were like, no, they won't. But, you know, and you know the Thais, they never play music at a low volume. Fitzy, Peter, what are your thoughts now you've lived as an expat over there for a couple of years? No surprises really, because I've lived here before, but the biggest, not surprise, but the biggest change really for me is when you come here on a holiday, on a vacation, you know, you come for 2 weeks. And what I used to do, I'd land at 3:30 in the afternoon at the old Dong Mong or even Suvarnabhumi, get in a taxi, you'd race to your hotel, bags down, you know, quick freshen up, and you'd go straight down to Soi 4, have a few beers, and you'd be out. And, you know, even if you're jet lagged, you're in Thailand, you're not going to sit in your room, right? And then you do that every day for your whole vacation. Then you go back depressed and have to do it all again. But the biggest difference when you live here, it kind of, you get blasé to it. You don't really think about sort of bars and girls and all that sort of thing. You just, you live like you are in your own country, but just in a much nicer environment. You know, it's warm, prices are good, people are friendly, there's no riots, there's no anything like that. But you do get a bit blasé. I suppose if I had to go back, I'd start missing all this again. I watch videos sometimes from guys who have lived out here, and they've gone back for whatever reason. They've run out of money, or they've just had some ailment or whatever. And all their videos are like, oh, when I was in Thailand, it was this. And when I was in Thailand, it was that. And, oh, it's so depressing here in the UK. And if I ever did have to go back, I wouldn't make videos like that. I'd carry on making videos about Thailand, tell my stories, but I wouldn't make those sort of comparison videos. I get Thais, actually on that subject, I get Thai people here ask me about England, and they've got such a strange, not all of them, because some of them have traveled there. There's a lot of Thais live in England, but those who haven't, a lot of them that haven't, they still think of English people as very gentile and tea drinking and wearing bowler hats. And, you know, I once had a bar girl ask me, is it true that all English guys carry a brolly, an umbrella? I said, no, not at all, you know, unless they want to batter you over the head with it. So yeah, if they go to the UK, they will be shocked. Hi from Seattle says, is it Dana? How you doing? Mr. Lovegrove, I'm contemplating leaving the UK next year. If I can manage £20,000 a year, can you comfortably afford a decent one-bedroom condo in the city and a decent lifestyle? 20,000, so that would be about, say, about 1,500 a month. Gosh, that's going to be about around 65,000 baht a month. It'd be tight, but you could live out here well. But where it wouldn't be good, if you were going to be going out to Nana Plaza every other night and bar finding girls, then definitely not, no. But you could get, you know, you don't have to live right in the centre of Bangkok. I do, because I just happen to like it there, and I got a really good deal on an apartment. But the BTS, the SkyTrain and the underground system now, you can live out 20 minutes away, half an hour away, and you can come in. You're not going to go out every single day, every single night to Sukhumvit or Ceylon. So you can get, you can get cheaper apartments out, a little bit out. And when you want to come into town, you just catch a BTS. I mean, it's very reliable, it's very clean, it's very cheap. So yeah, you can do it. You can do it. You could come out here and have a nice life on 20,000 a year, but you wouldn't be bar finding girls every day. Get yourself a nice girlfriend, you know, somebody who look after you, as it were. You know, I often get comments on the stories, and people say, oh, all Thai girls are the same. They all want money and you can't get a nice one. And that's absolutely not true. I know a lot of guys out here have got really nice Thai girlfriends or wives, you know, and they're very faithful. They, you know, they don't mess about, and they're, yeah. Vegas Scott, hi Peter, how you doing, Vegas Scott? I'm guessing you're in Vegas. Wow, it's really a dumb question, but do you think Ireland will reunify like was said in Star Trek? I doubt it. I doubt it. It's just, it's one of those things, and it's been going on too long. Passimo, okay. I've lost your comment. Shit, I touched it. Let me. It's on screen and it's so small to read. Passmo, write it again for me, please, and I'll read it out. Speedy Panda, no. Fitzy, I can't hear it. Okay, thanks. Talk about the music. They've actually turned it down a little bit now, thank goodness. It's good news about Ed, wasn't it? You know, I watched. Well, I didn't watch it. I just caught a bit of his video where he was at home, and he was out of the hospital. But you know, I'm really happy for the guy. You know, it's good to see that he's pulling through. Okay, a lot of people saying you can't hear the music now. Thanks for letting me know. Right. Hey, Marco, sorry, I put you up. I touched it. I can't read it. Chris Stone, I can't hear it. Okay, right. Jack Tercy, love drove shop around, don't live. Okay. I wish these comments moved themselves. Actually, they did earlier. Why are they not doing it now? Okay. All right. Ben, Nene, it stops at midnight, mate. Okay. So I think I've missed some comments now because they weren't moving automatically. So I've gone down to the latest ones. They move. I don't have to keep touching it then, hopefully. Oh, he's in a care home, is he? Vivi says Ed's in a care home. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Dominic Martin, I can't and couldn't hear the music now or either. Okay. Wow. What's something underrated about Thailand? What's something underrated about Thailand? Underrated. I think the infrastructure is really underrated, you know, because the infrastructure here is really, really good, you know, especially Bangkok, the highways now, they've got very, very good roads. In some cases, a lot better than UK. But if you turn the coin on the other side and say, what are one of the worst things here? I would say the you know, for walking, if you like to walk around the city, the pavings, it's getting better. But there are, you look at Sukhumvit, for instance, you walk between Sukhumvit 3 and Asok, you know, it's broken paving, it's uneven, there's people selling all over the place. But now the government have been cracking down on that. Now I've seen a couple of times where, you know, these people who set up on Sukhumvit at night, they don't have any license or anything. They bring a truck and they're selling, you know, shirts and whatever they sell, bags and T-shirts and all that sort of thing. And they'll just buy them in Pratanang or Chinatown, load up a cart, and they come at night when the real shops close. And I've seen the government now, they come along and they, you know, they're running away with these trucks. So they are right, pass them on. Let me not, I don't want to lose this one now. You're saying another advantage of the tablet would be that you could read the comments from the tablet when you focus it on the stream after the delay. Okay, I'm going to have to start having to play about with that. Right. Stuart P, I was sitting by the river in Shepperton, I think it is, Saturday, drinking a G&T with beautiful English nurse. England still exists in Surrey. I know. I mean, look, somebody just asked me what I thought about everything that's going on, you know, all the riots and stuff, and it's disgusting. But, you know, it is obvious that the whole of England hasn't been spoiled. There are nice parts, still nice things going on. Pong Hot Charlie, power lines, Peter, are dangerous. I've seen them explode before. I've literally been sitting in a bar and I've seen, let me tell you one of the funniest stories I've ever, because people said, why don't you make a video about funny things that you've seen in Thailand over the years? And I can never think of anything, but when you said about the power lines, something just come to mind. About 20 years ago, I was in Soy 8, and that's when Soy 8 in Pattaya used to be very, very busy, right? I was staying in the Eastern Inn, and it used to be rammed with bars on each side of Soy 8. There's still a few bars there now, but it was absolutely jammed. And at night, it was just hundreds of girls and hundreds of customers. And I was sitting in a bar one afternoon having a soda water. If you know me, you know I don't drink in the day. And I was kind of sitting here like this, and I was looking in that direction on the other side of the street. So I was in a bar. There's a row of bars there, and there's a guy. He must be the manager or the bar owner. So his wife's sitting underneath a speaker that's strung up in the corner, and he's taking the speaker down for some reason, played about with it, and he's putting it back up, and he dropped it, and this bloody speaker landed on his wife or girlfriend's head, and she's like, obviously it hurt her, and she started laying into him, and comedy show really. Right, Speedy Panda, the shopping carts, I think that's the charm of Bangkok. Yeah. Chris Stone, Stuart P for now. Tuco Ramirez, have you heard about the new Mpox? Afraid. I've heard about it. I'm not thinking about it. We just got over COVID, haven't we? That was bad enough. It's not that scary. Right, Chris Gardner. Hi Peter, thanks for all you do. Regards from Greece. We visited Thailand many times, but are thinking of going to Krabi rally in November. Have you been there? I went to Krabi years ago when there was nothing there. Probably 28, 29 years ago. And at that time when I went there, all they had were these, we slept in a bamboo hut just off the beach. So it was like you had the sand and then a little bit of grass, palm trees and everything. And it was literally like a garden shed, but it had palm trees on the roof. I haven't been there, and everything would have changed now. I'm sure it's all built up. And the thing is, I've seen videos where you picture these islands of being like a bounty advert, nobody there, you're secluded. And I've seen videos where there's like hundreds of Chinese and all sorts of people. I'm not just picking out the Chinese, but tour groups, you know, and you think, wow, what's happened here? Dominic, hi Peter, do you trust the healthcare medical system in Thailand? And is it expensive compared to the NHS or private UK health insurance? Try not to delete this. Thanks. I try not to delete it. I don't delete them unless they're rude. So the problem here in Thailand is it's very difficult, if near impossible, to get insurance if you've got any pre-existing conditions. Okay, I tried 2 years ago. I was offered insurance from one of the well-known companies here in Bangkok, but they said they wouldn't insure me for a heart attack or strokes because I'd put on a bit of weight. I was 108 kilos. I'm now down to 106 kilos. So I've lost about 12 kilos. But the doctor put me on tablets to bring down my blood pressure. And in fact, the last checkup I had about 6 weeks ago, he said, look, if you continue like this, I'm going to take you off the blood pressure. And I monitor myself. If you've got a clean bill of health, it's very easy to get insured, and they will pay out most of the time, depending on your age. I don't want to name companies, but there's one company here, they'll insure you until you're 99. And they pay out, okay, but they have a very strict. It's very hard to get the insurance with them, you know, because they really test you. They want to know everything basically, and I can't give out the name here. If you email me and you want to know who it is, my email address is in the description, or not this live stream, but one of the other videos. Just click any video, and if you want to know the company I was talking about, because I don't want to give it out here and then give out wrong information. I want to think about what I write. Okay. Have you visited Mexico? Says, well, I haven't, and I would have loved to have visited Mexico. Okay, how long have we been going? 47 minutes. Right, if you just joined me, I'm in Hua Hin. No, I'm not in Hua Hin. What we're talking, I'm in Chatham, not Hua Hin. I'm in Chatham, which is 20 miles north of Hua Hin, and it's very, very nice. It's very peaceful. I'm sitting in the lobby of my small hotel and thoroughly enjoying it with a good signal. Ken, hi Peter, could you retire in Chatham? I could, yeah, definitely. It's not for everybody. Again, I've had people now in the stream say, oh, it's boring here, but it's got everything I want. You know, it's got plenty of nice bars. It's got plenty of nice restaurants. The beach is nice. There's people here, but it's not packed. There's no traffic jams. It gets busy at the weekend, Saturday, Sundays, because you do get Thais from Bangkok come down here. They don't go to Pattaya so much, maybe jumped in. But Monday to Friday here, it's a nice atmosphere, you know, and yeah, and in fact, I've enjoyed it so much this time. I'm actually, because when I go away for a couple of days, I normally go down to Pattaya, jumped in or something like that. But because it's so cheap here, and you can get everything, and they've got a couple of big supermarkets, and Hua Hin's only 30 minutes away. I'm actually thinking about getting a room here, like a 5,000 baht room, and I could probably get something pretty decent for that here. Not right on the beach, it'll be back a bit, you know, but I'm seriously thinking about getting a small apartment or a room here, maybe buy a second-hand scooter for when I'm here, and just come in here when I can get away. You know, it's just so nice and relaxing here. I really like it. Pattaya is okay, but you know, okay, Robbie, so I fly back to Thailand for a month from the 10th of December. Thanks for the videos, makes me feel a little closer to get there. Okay, thanks. Uncle Nene, Hua Hin, Johnny just had a video about a new policy for expats pre-existing. Okay, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys out here making YouTube videos. I was in a bar once, stood next to Johnny. I didn't know who he was. It was in, the bar's gone now. It was in Hua Hin. I was with my friend Simon, and Johnny was stood right next to me. We didn't speak. I don't know why. I didn't even know who he was. And then I seen a video come. He's doing very well, isn't he? Got a good following now. Hobson's Choice. I'd like to consider being there. I think guess a lot quieter and cheaper accommodation prices Peter. Bangkok is great, but too noisy for me. The air quality is really good here as well. I had a look at the air quality, and in Bangkok, if it gets below 50, you're lucky. It rarely gets below sort of 45, 50. In the burning season, it's like 199. You know, that's really dangerous for the lungs. In Europe, 35 or under is safe. Here, they put it at 50. But here, I checked it yesterday, 6. You know, the air is so good here, and you know, it's so peaceful, really nice. Savai relaxing trip, great. Escape out after Bangkok, yeah. Yeah, the beach is nicer than Hua Hin here. I mean, one of the downsides of Hua Hin is a nice place, but the beaches aren't that great. Wow, what advice life would you give? I've lost it. What advice? Oh, where is it? Oh, okay. Wow, what advice life would you give a guy in his 20s? You know what I'd say is try to accumulate as much money as you can. Don't blow it, okay? Because there's an old saying, oh well, when I was young, they used to say, you know, when it's time for you to, you know, somebody say, oh, smoking will kill you, and I say, well, you got to die one day. Well, that one day will come. You know, you think you're never going to. I can still remember thinking to myself when I was about 23. I can still remember thinking, oh, 40, that's really old. When I get to 40, I'll be old. And here I am, 64, and I still don't feel old. But what I say to you is, as you go through your life, just try to accumulate as much money as you can. Don't waste it. You know, enjoy yourself, but don't be frivolous with it, because the day will come when you get to 60, 65, and you look back and you think, I wish I'd have done this. I wish I'd have not invested in that because it was silly. And, you know, and just try and stay healthy. Try not to smoke and drink too much, and try to stay healthy. Try to accumulate wealth, and you can look forward to your life later as well, you know. Sonny's right. Have you been to the quiet parts of Koh Phangan? Again, years ago, years ago. Because I live in Bangkok now, the only island I tend to go to, Koh Larn for me, it doesn't do a lot for me, to be honest with you. Koh Larn's just across the water from Pattaya, 45 minutes away. But the one island I do like is Koh Samet, which is you drive to Rayong and then you can get the government boat across 45 minutes. I think it's 120 baht, and that's a nice island. Mr. Balding, Peter, could I inquire how your mate's broccoli business is going? He's doing okay, actually. The price has dropped. You know what we're talking about when we say broccoli. You can't. I actually spoke to him about it the other day. He's doing okay. He's keeping his own. The business is changing from what it was originally. It's still to do with that product, but there's other products that you can do within it. I don't want to get into it too much, but he's doing okay. His investors are getting their money back. They're making money. It's not, you know, you hear a lot of doom and gloom and they're going to change the law and all this. You know, you've got to have a positive outlook on these things. Vivi, are you planning a trip back to the UK anytime in the foreseeable future? I hope not. No, I just hate that 12-hour flight. My daughters came out here last year, and that was nice. I shan't have them out here every year, but I'm in communication with them by WhatsApp. Sometimes I say something to them that pisses them off, because they're very finicky kids these days, and then they'll block me for a couple of weeks, and then they need something and they unblock me. But I haven't got any plans to go back to the UK. No. Right. Shane, rather than retire in Chatham, I would retire in Hua Hin and then travel to Chatham sometimes for the beach. I'd rather do it the other way around, because it's just much cheaper here in Chatham, much cheaper. And it's not like that little video I put out from Bang Saray, which is a lovely, beautiful beach, but there's nothing there. I mean, there is a lot here. It's not Pattaya, obviously, but there's a lot here, enough. And if you need to go to a cinema, or you want a really big mall to walk around, or you just want a different scene for the day, you can drive to Hua Hin. It's 30 minutes away. But as far as paying rent and eating, it's so cheap to eat here. You know, I was having seafood, cost me 200 baht yesterday. You know, you can get a real nice big plate of fried rice, 50 baht. It's cheap. So I'd rather live here and do it the other way around. And there's a lot more. There is a lot more foreigners in Hua Hin, so the rents are definitely more expensive than here. Mark Robert, PM 2.5 in Bangkok is 16.16 at present. Okay. Vincent, love Cha'am and Hua Hin. I presume they're both quiet, but prefer that. Yeah, it's slow season. It's slow season. But one of the reasons I was thinking about getting a room here, just a cheap room, you know, not an apartment, just a room, you know, I can have a fridge, a bed, a toilet and a shower, and I can keep a few things in there. But one of the reasons I'm thinking about doing it is because in high season, the prices are going to go up, aren't they? The hotel prices are going up because although there are people who say it's a bit boring and they don't like it here, there is a lot of people who do like it and they'll come here and they book the hotels up. So, you know, I don't want to be paying, you know, 608, well, 1,000 baht with the upgrade, 1,000 baht today. And in 3 months' time, I'm having to pay 2,500 baht. Stephen Roberts says, I'm not going to name any company. Okay. Jack, Thailand bound season still impacts Cha'am and Hua Hin. Okay. Vegas Scott, Peter, can you live decently in Phuket, Pattaya or Hua Hin on, let's say, $1,500 a month, preferring a beach area, but won't want good medical in the area? Hua Hin would be perfect for you then. They've got a Bangkok hospital in Hua Hin. It's very, very good. There's Bangkok hospitals everywhere. They have a hospital here, but it's not, I think if you had anything serious, you'd have to be transported to Hua Hin. It's a beach town. It's really nice. You could live on $1,500 a month. That's like, it's about 3,600, what am I talking about? About 36 to the 36 baht to the dollar now, so 3,600, half of that. About yeah, I mean, you'd have to watch it, but you could live here on that. See, what you got to think about, people sort of they ask about budgets. Could I live on this much? Could I live on that much? And there's a lot of guys who put videos out there with false information. You know, they'll say, oh, I live in Thailand on 700 baht a month, and I'm having a great time. But what they don't tell you is, you know, it's all right saying, okay, well, I'm going to live on $1,500 a month. Well, if you maxing that out every month, what are you going to do if you have an emergency? You know, if you've got to fly home to see a family member, or you don't have, are you going to have healthcare here? Because it's not free. If you come out here and you want to be insured, you know, you're going to be looking at least 8,000 baht a month. That's a couple of $100, not a month, sorry, a quarter, and upwards. So you've got emergencies, you've got healthcare. You need to have the 800,000 in the bank to get your long-term visa. You know, you've got to think of all these things. You know, these guys, they make these videos, but they leave all that out. Me, for instance, I have to spend about 3,500 baht a month on medication that I was on in the UK that I used to get free from the NHS because I was over 60. But obviously you pay for it here. So 3,500 baht a month isn't going to kill me. But you just need to factor all these things into your budget. Look at a lot of videos, you know, and I tend not to watch the one from the younger guys because they're normally the young. I haven't got anything like the young guys, but the guys who are out here who are 20 something, you know, are, you know, I do drop shipping and I live on $500 a month. I'm having a great time. They're the guys who don't really tell you everything. You know, you want somebody who's long term out here who can really tell you that information. Enroll, thanks for that. I won't put that up on my head. I won't be able to get my head through the door. Stuart P, hide your money. Jackie Chang, new Prime Minister, she is looking good. Okay. Uncle Nene, try and save 150 a period as soon as you can into a Roth IRA if you are a citizen, compounded interest. Okay. You can go back and look at them comments, guys. Kind of skipping through a little bit. Fob Mia, are 85,000 baht good enough to live in Bangkok with a family of 3, considering to find an apartment or 2-bedroom flat with 30,000 baht? No, I'll say it's not. You know, a family of 3, I'm presuming you've got school age, right? So you've got school fees, and they're not cheap. School fees are not cheap unless you're in a really not very good school. No, I mean, I live on about 70 to 80,000 baht a month, but you know, I've got a car, I've got a scooter, I've got a nice apartment. I don't scrimp and save, but I don't blow my cash. But I would say a family of 3 on 85,000 baht a month. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it wouldn't be a great life. No, you'd want a bit more than that. Bernie, how you doing? Much better lighting in Chatham than in Jumping. I'm using my phone, Bernie. It was that tablet that I bought I bought a little 10-inch Android, and it's just, the camera's just too dark, so I won't be using it again. The downside with this, I mean, it's a good picture, the sound is good with the mic here, but the downside is it's so small I can't put the comments on screen. So I figured better to do it with this and just don't put the comments on screen. I'll have to figure something else out. Can you get a decent sized accommodation there? Here you can get all sorts here. In fact, they've got some apartments here called Lumpini apartments. Okay, they're on the beach road. They're not all facing the beach because it's 2 big blocks. Okay, but they're really modern apartments. I don't know how big they are, but they've got a sign outside, 1.1 million baht to buy. That's about it's about 27,000 pounds, isn't it? $28,000. I mean, it's, you know, to buy an apartment on the beach road. You know, so you can get nice apartments here fairly cheap. Yeah. I've read that, haven't I? Yeah, CG had says you hate that 12-hour flight. Imagine 20 hours. Yeah, I've said many times. I went from Bangkok once to, well, a few times to Vegas, and you know, I had to do 6 hours up to Japan, and then another, I can't remember, 11 hours I think it was into LAX, and yeah, that was bad enough. So 20 hours, I couldn't do 20 hours, not economy. Stuart P, I have 2 daughters in mud. In mud? You have to send that again. Ricardo. Hi Peter, did you do a video on the dentist you visit at Times Square? I did. I've released it already for members. Members get I mean, they've got to get something, haven't they? So members, I released videos a few days earlier, so I released that on Saturday for members. If you don't know, I've spent quite a lot of money on decent veneers. If you look at my bottom teeth, I won't get too close, but okay. I had not very nice teeth on the bottom, and when I used to look at the videos I made, I thought I've got to do something about it. I spent £2,000 on 7 veneer teeth. Okay, they're porcelain, the same as the A-listers get. Very, very good. I'm very, very happy with the outcome. But the video is going to be released on Tuesday for everybody else. So I show you where I get them done. I show you the dentist where I get them done. I talk about the price, what options you have. You've got ceramic, you've got porcelain. I just tell you everything about it. So that'll be released to everyone on Tuesday. And if you're a member, you can go and have a look at it now. Naughty Boy says, finally, after 11 years absent, I'll be landing in Bangkok next month. Okay, 11 years. You will see a lot of changes here, a lot of changes that will surprise you how quick things have changed. And a big thank you to Ken Christopherson. Thank you for the 50 DKK. Maybe buy a cold beer this evening with that, Ken. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Hobson's Choice, 40 to 50 square meters. I'm thinking same as I have here, 10 to 15,000 baht per month. You'd have to live not in, you wouldn't get anything at that price, that size in the real center. You'd have to live out a bit if you're talking about Bangkok. I mean, I got such a good deal on mine. I'm paying 50,000. I've got 50 square feet, 51 square feet actually, if you want to be precise, and I'm paying 20,000 baht a month, and I'm very close to the Nana area, you know, Nana's BTS. But I've got a great landlady. She grew up in America. She's Thai, but she grew up in America, and she had it empty for a long time during COVID. She thinks I'm a good tenant. I've been there 2 years now, and she's going to put it up 1,000 baht in December. So why would I want to leave? Okay, so okay, no problem, Fab Mia. Let me take that off screen. I've got to figure out whose comment that is on screen now. I'll put that on there and then take that off. That's it. Still a comment on there. Whose comment is that? Hide. Okay, good. I can't see the flipping comment now, though. Whatever that comment was on screen, I can't read it now. So if you send it again, I'll read it out. Jack Tersey, 1.1 million facing the beach. No, the apartment buildings are facing the beach, but they're kind of long ways in because it's quite a big condo. There's 2. It looks like 2 units. So obviously the ones at the front face the beach, but then the ones on the inside will face each other, and the ones on the outside will face east and west or north and south. Timeless Watches. Hello, how you doing, Timeless Watches? Um, Crypto contact. I can't read that last word. 11 years ago, Thailand was great. Today, it's totally different. Well, you can say that about anywhere, can't you? I mean, I can still remember 30 years ago in Bangkok. People say, "What to me? What's the biggest changes you've noticed?" There's so many, so many. It was a totally different place. If you, wherever you come from, if you're my sort of age and you look back to the town where you grew up 30 years ago to now, is it the same? No, it's not. Everywhere changes, but in Bangkok, when I arrived, there was no BTS, there was no MRT, malls were few and far between, there wasn't any mobile phones. People used to wear pagers, uh, and then when email first started coming around in the early 90s, I remember all the girls from Nana used to run across to an internet cafe and get somebody in there to write letters to their sponsors. Um, you know, you go into a bar, they didn't have mobile phones. It was just so much nicer. You walk in, you get the wet towel treatment, a little bit of a massage, and we were getting 79 baht to the pound at the time. I think the US dollar was about 55. Um, a large beer, you used to get large beers in Nana. Well, I think, if I'm not wrong, it was like 21 baht, 25 baht, something like that. Everywhere changes, doesn't it? Oh, and in those days as well, uh, information from friends, of course, when you bar find the ladies, they didn't want short time. Most of them, they wanted to stay all night, because in those days they used to come down from Isan, share a room, no aircon. There'd be like up to four of them in one room, sweating hot, you know. And of course, if they could go back to a hotel, aircon, crisp, clean sheets, a nice shower, and spend the night, what a wonderful night. And back then, that's what they wanted. They wanted to spend the night. They didn't want to go short time and then have to go back to a room where they'd have to step over their companions, as it were. Mr. Balding, Peter, what are your three favorite shopping malls and three favorite markets in Thailand? I can tell you straight off the back, three favorite malls is MBK Center, because it's different to any other mall. All the fake products you can get, and the t-shirts and the everything. So MBK Center. I like IT Fortune Mall, because that's where you can get all your selfie sticks, things for your laptop, computers. It's just IT, you know. So that's a great mall. And of course, Terminal 21. Why? Because I live close to Terminal 21, and I just think it's a great mall. You know, you can go in there and they've got a lot of eating options. They've got a lot of Western food in there. They've got a lot of Thai food. Markets, I don't really do markets too much, to be honest with you. But the three malls, the first three best malls are those. As far as market goes, okay, I like, it's not a real market, I suppose, but I like the market that runs along in the center of Pat Pong, because again, you can get some. I bought a fake Mont Blanc pen for 100 baht just before COVID. There, you know, it's great. I like those sort of places, but I just find the kind of food markets you sit down in, because there's no air and there's no fans normally. They just get so hot, even in the evening. You're sitting there eating, you're sweating, and they're quite uncomfortable a lot of the time. But they're nice as well. Panghai Charlie, Peter, is it true they're building a casino in Pattaya? Well, no decisions have been made right now. What they're saying, that the government's looking into it, and they're saying they'll probably allow casinos regulated. I don't know which locations, I don't know, but if you think about Pattaya, that would be a pretty decent location to have a casino, wouldn't it, with everything else that's going on there? Obviously, choice. Okay, I meant in Sha'am, I have 50 square meters for 10,000. Oh, okay. As you know, okay. Oh, well, that's pretty good. 50 square meters for 10,000 baht, because you got the same as me, but I'm paying double that, and I've got a good deal. Other guys in my building have got the same size of apartment, and they're all paying 25. I've asked them all. I don't say, oh, I'm only paying 20. I just say how much you're paying. 25. What's something good about the 2020s? Not really sure I understand the question. Do you mean better now than it was? If you mean what's better now than it was back then, lots of things are better now. Transportation, for, you know, before there was any MRT or any BTS, the traffic in Bangkok was a killer. I remember going to Pantip Plaza with a friend to look at get some discs. You know, they used to do the CDs with all the copy software on there. And he'd live in Soi 3 at the time. We took a taxi from Pantip Plaza, which is only, really, it's like 15 minutes in a car if there's no traffic. And I remember it taking us an hour and a quarter to get back in a taxi. you know, so the infrastructure is so much better now. And of course, communication with email and phones and line and WhatsApp, and just to make a phone call, you know, back in the day in the 90s, just to make a phone call, you couldn't, if you're in a hotel, you had to call the operator and tell her what number you wanted. You couldn't just dial the number. Now it's, you can obviously. And I remember in those days, especially in a place like Pattaya, probably 60% of the budget hotels had fans. So they'd have maybe, if they had 100, if they had 50 rooms, 20 would have aircon and 30 would have ceiling fans. And when you checked in, or you booked it, they'd say, do you want a fan room or do you want an aircon room? I don't know what the rates were back then, but just say today's rate. So an aircon room would cost you 1,000 baht. And if you took the fan room, you'd get it for 600 baht. That's all gone now. Everywhere's aircon now. And Naughty Boy says, I will be flying straight up to Ubon Ratchathani anyway. Okay. Jack, Hobson's Choice, you can get that a few stripes. Okay, you're talking to somebody else. Okay, some conversations going on with each other here. I'm feeling really lucky today. I can't believe how quiet it is. Look, I'm going to do this again. Just at the beginning of the stream, I walked out onto the road because I'm using the hotel internet, which is pretty good, and I showed you where I am. So if you're coming late into the stream, I'm about halfway down the beach road, but there's if you come here and you're looking for kind of girly bars, there isn't much here at all, but there is a little bit. And the hotel where I'm staying is right in the middle of the only street. I think it's the only street that has a few bars in it. They close at midnight. It's not really that busy. I'll just wait a second till it quietens down, and I'll take the camera out there again. Wayfarer, hi Peter. We want to move to Thailand, but are worried about bringing our golden retriever because of soy dogs. What are your thoughts? In Bangkok now, there's a lot of people who do have dogs, but yeah, you've got to be careful. If you carry some kind of a stick with you, I remember once I was going to get a bunch of dogs came for me and jumped in. I was filming late and jumped in. I finished about 1 in the morning. It was really quiet, and I crossed over to where the 7-Eleven was, and these pack of dogs came at me and they started barking furiously. I don't know if they would have attacked me, but they kind of scared me. But luckily, I had a selfie stick. I extended it, and I went like that, and they ran. And the reason for that is because the Thais don't put up with any nonsense, right? If a dog does that, they just whack them with a stick, you know. And I think because a few of them have been whacked in the past, you know, you could buy yourself a selfie stick for 100 baht here. That it's that big, you could carry it in your pocket, and if something does happen, you just extend it, hold it up. I'm sure most of the street dogs, they know what that's all about. Right, it's quiet now, so what I'm going to do. I'm going to just walk out into the middle of the street so I don't lose the internet connection, and I'll just show you where I am. I forget the name of the bus from Bangkok stops at the top of the street, and this road is actually called, I think it's called Bus Stop Road because of that. And all the kind of girly bars are all along here, but they're all closed now. Let me just walk out and show you again if you're coming late. Okay. So we'll start here. So the beach is down there where them trees are, obviously, and I'll just pan it around slowly. You'll see a few bars. But if I walk up this way a bit, see there's a pool table in there. I think there's a few bars on the other street, on the other side as well. I better not venture too far. I'll lose a connection. And just if you come in late, that big green tin roof there at the end on the right, that's a motorcycle rental place and a car rental place. Very nice lady. 250 baht a day for a Honda Click, which I showed you earlier. But again, if you came in late to the stream, that's what I've rented. It's seen better days, but it's okay. I actually fitted this myself. You know, if you get lost, it's great. Just take a nut off the wing there. I take, when I give the bike back, I shall give that. I shall take that back off with me. But you can see something's happening down there. Weary traveller. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully the internet connection didn't die. Just a small hotel. That'll start with questions. That'll start the tongues wagging now, won't it? And I'm not giving anything away. Absolutely nothing. Right, Franco. I wonder where you were. You're a bit quiet. 220 in the house and only 54 likes. Hit the like button. Thank you, Franco. I agree with that. Helps the YouTube algorithm. And why am I not dead center now? Let's put that up a bit. Okay. Hobson's choice. Sha'am Hwahin jumped in. Jack, okay, you're talking to someone else. Neil Driscoll, hi Pete, any chance of seeing your new bird? Oh, I didn't say I had a new bird. I didn't say I had any bird. Just another guest of the hotel, I assume. I'm a little bit, you know, I know I've got a YouTube channel, but sometimes you have to have a bit of privacy, don't you? Fitzy, the risk of casinos in Thailand, I think, are what has happened in Cambodia, where the Chinese have completely taken over the place. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. You know, they bring casinos in, it's going to, you know, it's going to attract the Chinese mafia, isn't it? And it, you know, there's a lot of Chinese who are very, very rich, and they even now they do have a problem with Chinese, you know, Chinese here. Well, not everybody, a lot of Chinese, but you have a lot of every sort of. I'll not just say the Chinese, everybody, but they're pretty good at cleaning up here, you know. Let me just say thank you to Joel Ford. Cold one for later. I'm in Bangkok November. Love to meet. Yeah. Thanks for the super chat there, $5 there. Appreciate that. Yeah, look, well, when you hear people say to me, look, they say, oh, I'm going to be there in 2 months. Can we meet up? Well, I can't remember. You know, I don't make notes. So when you hear, just send me an email and just say, look, I'm in Bangkok. Can we meet up? And if I'm free, I'll meet you. I meet a lot of viewers, but some I can't. Like if somebody's in Bangkok now and they're going to Pattaya tomorrow and they're saying, I want to meet up with you tonight, I can't because I'm not there. But if I'm there, I will. Thanks for the super chat again. Mr. John, I'm 65 years old. How much should I budget for good health insurance per month or quarter? What I would suggest to you seriously is, because I did a lot of research on health insurance when I was looking for health insurance myself, but that was 18 months ago. There's a lot of good videos on YouTube about health insurance. So just put that question into YouTube and you'll get some really good videos. So there's guys who have done a lot of research that put it into spreadsheets. I've seen videos like that myself. I don't want to try and remember off the top of my head because I've got a bad memory now and I just don't want to give you any bad information. Okay. Sorry, I can't be a bit more helpful with that. Mark Roberts, for me, two main game changers in Bangkok since 30 years ago is the Dong Mong Tollway and the BTS. Yeah, I remember, you know, it brings back fond memories. I remember I always used to take the flight that I'd land at 3:30 in the afternoon, Eva Air or Thai Airways direct out of Heathrow. And I remember coming out of the, you know, Dong Mong Airport and you're coming down that highway, which is straight, all the high rise, even back then on each side of you, you know, and you're getting closer to where you want to go in central Bangkok and the excitement's building and you get to the point where you just want to throw them bags down, get out and grab a beer, you know. I'll tell you something else that was a bit different. You know where Hooters is in Soi 4 at the front of the Nana Hotel? Well, the coffee shop, all that big Hooters, there used to be a small Thai bar at there, which is only probably 8 foot deep. And the Nana coffee shop used to be absolutely huge. And they used to have a disco. That's a dated word now, isn't it? They used to have a disco in the Nana called Angels, and that never used to close down. So when Nana officially closed down about 3 o'clock in the morning, especially on a Saturday night, what had happened is all the girls would come out of Nana that hadn't been bar fine, and a lot of the customers, and they'd all move over to the Nana Hotel into Angels Disco, which absolutely packed 7 nights a week, and then into the coffee shop for, you know, so for some food. You've been drinking all night, you want some food, and those were kind of glory days. I think, you know, just different times. I don't want to sound like one of those like, oh, the good old days, it's all gone now. Thailand's still a lot of fun. A lot of young guys come out here and they have a ball of a time, you know, fabulous. Good luck to them. But, you know, being my age and how long I've been here, I just look back with fonder memories than kind of now. David says, hi, Peter. 26 years ago, they would cook your breakfast, yeah, clean your house and kiss you goodbye. Absolutely, yeah. And that's bar girls he's talking about. They would. They would. And that goes back to the old thing where I'm saying they didn't want short time. They wanted to stay all night. And if you let them stay all night, they had a tendency to want to stay in the day as well. So what they'd do, they'd get up and either go out and get you some food before you woke up, or they'd cook you some food, and they'd start cleaning your apartment, you know, before you said anything. And you know, a lot of guys would be like, well, this is all right, I'm not kicking this one out. Hobson's Choice, loving the quiet roads, Peter. Bliss, yeah. Do you know what I like about here? I don't use my car when I go away. I only use it to get to the location. But I went out on the bike into town, and I could actually drive it. It's really quiet. The roads are quiet. They're not dead, but it's more fun on a scooter. Huggy Bear, in Pantit Plaza, still there. It used to be the place for electronics. Do you know what? I recently took a trip to Pantit Plaza a few months ago, just to look, because you're right, IT Fortune is a place now. But in those days, you used to could get a lot of fake software. You know, if you want some software, you have to download it and buy it now, right? And if you can't really crack it, or you know, when you bought the discs, it had like 100 pieces of software on there. You could even get Windows and Office, and it'd have a crack code in there, or you put in a key and it would register it for free. And they had a lot of that, but you can't do that now, because every time you load on a bit of software, you have to download the software, and to register it, it will go back to the company's website, and they know if it's genuine or not. So you have to buy it. It's very few software you can do that with now. But Pantit Plaza was a place you went. You got all the CDs, and they had a lot of naughty CDs, if you know what I mean, as well. Before it was widespread on the internet, 100 baht and you get kind of 10,000 pictures. You know what I'm talking about. And I recently went there and I had a walk around just to see if there was anything there, and it's like it's just lost what it was. You know, it used to be a real bustling, busy electronics place. You know, really busy. It was quiet. You know, they still had shops there, but people were. It was just really, really quiet. And I think IT Fortune Malls just took it over. If you come here and you want to visit the IT Fortune Mall, which is a great mall for electronics, it's so easy to get to. If you go to Asok and take the MRT from platform 2, okay, you go 2 stations. It's Rama 9, okay. So you get on the underground, the MRT station at Asok, platform 2. Get off after the first station is, I think it's Queen Surrogate. No, that's the other way. I forget what the first station is, but the second station, the one you want, is Rama 9, or the Thais call it Pararama. I can't remember the word, but it's Rama 9. And as you come out, when you get there, when you come up the stairs, it will say like a Central World, IT Fortune Mon, and when you actually come out the station, it's right there. The entrance is right there, so it's worth a trip over there. And then you can, when you're done there, you can go back down underground, and you'll come out on the big central on Rama 9. Naughty Boy, the choice is underrated. Yeah. Hi, Alpha Bravo, just joined us. Lena North, my man bag does the trick with the soy dogs. My man bag, not sure what that means. Mark Roberts, BKK, it's called Soy Bus Station. That's not soy. What did I call it? Soy Bus Stop. Yeah, so Soy Bus Station, which is a strange name for a soy. But when I got here, I thought, you know, it's going to be so noisy. I picked the wrong place, and actually, I'm pleasantly surprised. It's a good location actually. I'm looking over there because the sky is going black. I've been really lucky with the weather, but by the looks of it, it looks like there's going to be a storm coming in soon. Alpha Bravo. If it's no bird, it must be a cat. Okay, there's a cat sitting right next to me here. Look, having a bit of a kip, bit of a sleep. Don't know if you caught that. I put that up by accident. I can't read it now. Sorry about that. Crypto congestion, is it? Or I don't know what the second word is. Nana is a rip-off now. No service, no appreciation, crazy prices, no thanks. Absolutely agree with you. I know a guy who lives here, okay? He's been living out here for about 4 to 5 months. He used to visit. He's in Nana and Soy Cowboy every single night. And I used to have this running conversation with him. I say, why on earth do you waste your time in there? You know, the money, you get told the same crap every night. And he said to me, look, you know, I'm doing what I want to do. I don't complain at you going away to these quiet locations and, you know, sitting on the beach all day and that sort of thing. And I thought, okay, fair enough. You're right. so I haven't said anything to him. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it is a rip-off. I know I was watching a TikTok video where a Korean guy paid 12,000 baht for short time out of one of the big bars in Nana. You know, you might as well just, it's become industrial now. There's no service, like you say. You know, you might as well leave your wallet at the entrance and come back after 10 minutes and collect it when it's been emptied. You know, I've even heard stories of Mama-san saying, well, if you're not going to bar fine anybody, you know, you better give up your seat because we've got other people who are waiting and things like that. Just totally no customer service. I don't know. I'm not the person to ask. I've been in there a couple of times since I've been back. I've still got a soft spot for Soy Cowboy, but I don't do a lot of go-go bars. I tend to sit outside or do happy hours, that sort of thing. Martin Ryder, how you doing? Morning, Shaggers. Gravel Billy 1, your story reading is my favorite narrator. Thank you very much. Well, do you know what? There's a lot of every other comment I'm losing because I put it up on screen. I can't read it. Do you know, when I started reading stories, there was only Simon from Land of Smiles. He was the first. He was a good storyteller, better than me, actually. And then I started doing it in a different sort of way. But now I know 2 or 3 guys, and I've had to report one guy to YouTube because I was listening to the story and I thought, even the name I made up, which wasn't Thai, didn't even have the brains to change the name. So I reported him to YouTube, and the excuse he gave, he says, well, Thailand Bound doesn't actually own that story because it was sent in by a viewer, so the viewer owns the story. But the point he was missing was that the viewer sent it in to me and gave me permission to read it out on my channel. He didn't say, well, put this up on your channel and anybody who wants to read it out or steal it can. But this is what's happening now. You know, people see, I've been doing this for 5 years, right? A lot of hard work, and people look, oh, this guy's got 60,000 followers. You know, that's what we'll do, and we'll do the same. And it doesn't work like that. You know, you've got to be a bit creative, haven't you? Why is it so quiet? Because I'm not in Pattaya Martin, I'm in Chatham. Mr. Balding, Peter, what is your go-to channel for Thai news? I've got really the one I like. Well, there's 2 I like. I like TNT because I've interviewed Tim Newton. There's a video up on the channel. Nice guy. Had an hour interview. Well, a chat more than an interview. His news is very concise. There's no bullshit. He just picks the stories from all the different news medias, and he just tells it how it is. So I tend to watch him most days. I like the Pattaya News channel as well. That's good for most things, Pattaya. Other than that, they're the only 2 I watch. I used to watch the Tiger a lot, but once Tim left the Tiger, it didn't have the same appeal to me. You know, I didn't find it quite as interesting. I'm not criticizing the Tiger. I'm just saying I used to like it when Tim was there. Now he's moved. I prefer to watch his own channel. And funny enough, I looked. I just wondered how many subscribers he's got now. He was up to about 36,000. So yeah, he's growing, and good luck to the guy. Sorry. Look, I keep touching these comments and losing them, and then I can't read them out. Joanne Warren vlog. I've been to Thailand last month, and it's really a totally rip-off, especially pubs in the light. I don't agree with that, Joanne. Of course, there are scammers and rip-offs, but it's not. You know, we had a discussion a few weeks about how honest most Thais are, and you know, yeah, people will try and scam you, but I wouldn't say the whole of Thailand's a rip-off. It's just not true. Okay, guys, that's it. I think I've got through most of the comments now. Right, if I've missed your comments today, guys, big apologies. Seriously, I don't want to repeat myself too often, but I'm doing this off a phone, and I've got sweaty fingers, and if I touch the comment, it disappears and all sorts. But we've got through it. I think the sound and the picture this week have been much better than they were when I was in Pattaya 2 weeks ago. And I do really enjoy these live streams out and about. They're much more casual, you know. And but I've got a scheduled screen on Sunday, 8 p.m. Thai time. I hope you can join me for that. So, guys, look, everybody who's been in here today, thank you for joining me. I'm just trying to bear with me a second. I'm looking for something. Do you know what? Because I'm on the phone, I don't even know how to turn the stream off. So, I don't know. I'm not going to turn it off right now. There we are. Right. So I just wanted to say my thank yous before I go. So I've been here for an hour and a half here in Chatham. As I said, it's not for everybody, but if you're looking for somewhere to travel to, it's worth a visit. It's cheap. It's nice. It's got most things here. Okay. I'm going to go get something to eat because I've had no lunch. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for Franco for being in there, making sure everyone behaves themselves. Thank you to the super chats. A couple of super chats there. I wasn't expecting them, but thank you anyway. I'm going to go and eat some food and before the storm, because there is a storm coming in by the looks of it. Okay, Have a good week, guys, whatever you're doing, and I'll catch up with you on Sunday. Thanks a lot.